Hey Sag, Amber here, Stephanie's Journey Tarot. I hope that you're very, very well. This is your love reading for November 2019. It is for you if you have your Sun, Moon, Venus, rising, or even descendant in the lovely sign of Sagittarius. You may also find this reading helpful if your sun sign ruler is inside the sign of Sagittarius. Yeah, you may find that you may find a lot of the Sagittarius energy ties into your current kind of life circumstances or experiences. So yeah, definitely, check that out if you're finding that the information you're getting from the other readings isn't really enough or you want more information. There's many angles you can look at it. I personally find the ascendant readings to be the most accurate, I think, in terms of what's going on around you and what the other person's doing. I think the sun sign readers more talk about your feelings and what you're going through and how it's affecting your path. And the moon sign can also talk about your feelings, again, how you feel, what you're thinking about the situation. It's more internal, the sun and the moon, but the ascendant will tell you what's going on in your environment and how it actually is playing out. So I find that quite interesting. But also, again, like I said, your sign ruler could also tell you a lot as well, give you a bit more information, a bit more clarity. If you want your own reading, you can always email me. All my details are below. If you also want to purchase some early Christmas presents, I would definitely invite you to visit my amazing website where you can buy really cool items like this for people's Christmas presents. Nice and cheap and cheerful, still really good quality. You can get a pack of 12 cards. You can be original, and instead of giving your classic Christmas cards, you can give them a cool astrology card with your personal message here. It's got all their correspondences, a bit of description about the sign, and they can keep that forever. They can put it on their fridge or they can frame it. It's very, very cute. They also come with the same designs on mugs, posters, and probably other things I'll be adding to the site soon. But please do check it out. It's at symbolsforliving.com. So I've rambled enough. Forgive me. But I have to share what I do and the good work that I do. So we've got the King of Swords here, the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords. Okay, so a very swordsy kind of month. Looks like you're figuring things out, getting strategic, thinking about things, observing things, mulling over things, getting clarity maybe, dealing with the truth, lots of communication maybe happening. But I see this as more of an internal communication. Like you're maybe talking more to yourself or maybe talking more with yourself. I think this is quite an internal month for you, where you're addressing some sort of mental trappings that you may have found yourself in. That could be all the way from, a minor thing right through to a major kind, not really major, but maybe more impeding, like life impeding kind of mental health issue with the Eight of Swords there. But with the Ten of Swords here, it tells me that you're overcoming this issue, which I'm really, really happy to see, especially with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Cups. You're moving forward. The High Priestess is also under the deck as a third card in. So that also tells you that you are doing this kind of introspection. You are maybe pulling yourself away from the world. You may not be laying all your cards out on the table this month with regards to your circumstances, and be very much more interested in what's going on in your inner world, how you feel about this person, how you feel about your circumstances, where you want to go. You may find, it could be one of those situations where you could have been in a long-term relationship, say like with the Hierophant, and you've realized just how much you may have adopted this other person's way of thinking or their family's way of thinking, or maybe you just yourself just kind of got yourself caught up in perceiving yourself in a particular way whilst being in that relationship. For instance, maybe this person you were dealing with, maybe they were an air sign and they were I don't know, really, I don't know, my brain's not working very quickly. But say, for instance, this person may always expect you to behave in a certain way because they think that that's best, or maybe they could have criticized you and made you think of yourself in a more smaller way. I mean, that's only for some of you. Maybe for most of you, it's just your own hang-ups that you had, you know, where you are now realizing towards the end of November, or at some point at the end of this process, where you actually drop a lot of that dead weight. You realize that something's just not working. You realize that a way of thinking, a way of being, even a way of perceiving yourself and your egoic self more so, who you thought you were is no longer who you think you are. And there's a new day dawning here for you where you will feel a lot more confident, a lot more free, and you will feel a movement forward this month. You'll feel a movement forward in a big way, and it will be a very grounding kind of feeling as well, or experience. You'll feel strong from the base of you, the very beginnings of you, through to the full your full outer world. You'll have this growth in confidence, growth in self-love. You're moving on from a difficult maybe situation, but I think more so you found that what you're moving away from is actually even more so the mental prison that you seem to have put yourself in. And you're really, I think you're giving yourself a lot of more self-love to get you through this, to come out of it. At some point you believed maybe a lie, or you believed that you couldn't do certain things, that you only had so many options. It could be that you just didn't think you could achieve certain things, or you didn't think that you could be certain things, or do certain things, or be with certain people, or have a certain life. And I feel you're really coming out of that, because you having thought that wasn't actually true anyway, you see. So you've actually come to realize the truth. So you're really taking some time this month to think about things. You're completely kind of seeing the truth for what it is. You're now the master of your own mind with the King of Swords. There's no one else that can tell you what's right and wrong. You have your own sense and knowing of what's right and wrong, and you're sticking to that. You are maybe more strategic now as well. You may be kind of thinking 5 steps ahead rather than just in the now. Maybe you're realizing that a long-term relationship that you were in, or are in still, maybe, was limiting in some way. That the beliefs, maybe this person was quite controlling, and you're like, hang on, okay, I know you like things your way. It could be a Taurus that you're dealing with, or a Capricorn. And you could be like, okay, I know you like things your way, but I have my own thoughts and autonomy over the direction of my life, of how I perceive myself, what my values are, what I believe to be correct and what I believe to be wrong, right, or whatever. And I feel that you actually have an upper hand probably over this person, if it is a person. This person may have authority through status and experience, maybe, but you have a higher intelligence, and you're also not emotionally involved in it. There's a detachment here for you as well. So that's what kind of, I think, gives you the edge. The King of Swords usually always kind of trumps things, even though this is a major arcana. So really, no pip can really ever trump a major arcana. However, I'm seeing that you are quite strong here. And with the Ten of Swords, again, I'm seeing that there is a major overcoming. So again, I'm seeing that strength in your ability to really put mind over matter, really detach from a situation and look at things from a more bird's eye point of view. Maybe you're becoming more mindful as well, meditating more and things like that. But I feel like you're in a very much more mindful kind of state, where you're no longer just caught up in something and just going along with it, but you're actually thinking about what's happening a lot more. if that makes sense. I've got the Four of Coins here as well as to what's driving the situation. So you may be feeling like someone is lording it over you, some sort of power is being lorded over you. And it might make you feel quite trapped, or this could be issues around security, not feeling very secure. Again, maybe you're kind of defeating that negative thinking where you feel that you're less than and you can't share with anyone and you have nothing to give. And but this is also a card about being kind of trapped, I guess, or closed off. So you may feel like the walls are closing in on you. That may be how you feel in terms of your self-perception. You know, maybe there's a lot of people that think something about you, or you're somehow internalizing other people's thoughts about things, maybe even about you. And it's making you think that you're limited. There's only so much that you can do, and there's only so much that you can give. But actually, it's only yourself here. In the Four of Coins and the Eight of Swords, it's only ever yourself that's stopping yourself moving forward. And in fact, with the Four of Coins, you could be creating your own blockage here, you know, to the flow of abundance that could be coming towards you. You know, you have to allow things to grow. You may also be overcoming shyness, I'm getting as well. With the Six of Wands, you could be overcoming that shyness with the Eight of Swords. And, you know, stop worrying so much about, you might stop worrying about what people are thinking so much and worrying about yourself that much and taking yourself so seriously and being, you know, so rigid in how maybe you value yourself. You know, like, oh, I have to have this, or I have to look this way in order to be who I believe to be is a valuable person or attractive, or to get noticed. And there could be, you know, beliefs you've inherited from your family as well. Maybe, you know, your family, maybe your mother or people that are close to you, your grandmother or your grandfather or whoever has kind of maybe limited beliefs around what is valued and what isn't. And maybe that's rubbed off on you, but you're cutting that out because you've learned something that's given you an edge over all of it. So yeah, I'm seeing like a really good month for you and you moving forward. Again, there's two cards here about moving forward in quite a positive way. You know, we've got the Eight of Swords here, where this character is quite trapped by her thoughts, but then through self-love and the journey in search for love, you go on a journey towards your own happiness, you know. And I think that leads to this confidence as well. So yes, looks good. Okay, let's see. For those of you that are in a relationship, if you're completely single, it looks as if could be a Taurus possibly that you've met recently, or maybe a Gemini could be coming into the picture. Got Gemini here, and we've got Capricorn. So we've got Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini, and more Gemini. Yeah. But I think it will come down to you overcoming some of these more negative thought patterns to allow you to release yourself from these kind of limiting beliefs and perceptions, self-perceptions that lie in your ego. Okay. A new beginning is here. So there may not be anyone in particular that you meet. But if you do meet someone and they are like a Capricorn energy or even a very airy energy, I think that they will teach you something, like you're going to figure something out. You'll be like, oh, I see how that's not really worked for them. I see how closed off they are. And now I see how closed off I'm making myself. And you just think, no, okay, I'm done with that. That's done. And you kind of leave it behind. But maybe there is some sort of sadness that comes with that, maybe. You know, a realization maybe of how much you may have held yourself back in the past, or yeah, I guess letting go or endings are never easy, regardless. Okay, so if you are currently seeing someone or have your eye on someone, we've got the Eight of Wands. So this person is very excited about moving forward, and the Chariot card as well. So this person, I mean, you're feeling obviously quite decisive. You're going through your own processes. It looks like you are being very objective. You know exactly what you want from the situation. You're not really allowing yourself to get caught up in emotion when it comes to this. In fact, it's almost like you may have a bit of a game plan. But with the King of Swords, everything's usually, you know, above board, moral and just, you know, fair, you know, but you may just still be kind of like have a particular strategy. So you're not allowing yourself to get caught up in this. Maybe because it's still early and you're not trying to, you know, succumb to any innocent, hopefully not love bombing, but romantic gestures, you know. But this person definitely wants to hold on to you. And this is the Sagittarius card anyway. I believe this is actually, oh, this is Mercury in Sagittarius actually. But still, yeah, communication might be really good between you as well. A lot of positive communication. So yeah, I think that's probably what this King of Swords is representing, that you seem to be saying all the right things. It's a lot about being honest with yourself and honest with this person. You may feel like you've got very good game at the moment in how you're talking, or just be feeling really confident maybe about your communications with this person. It could be a Cancerian as well, although we have seen Gemini now come out twice with Mercury being here. So, but yeah, they really want to take things forward. They're quite excited about moving things forward. They may want to even travel with you, or they may see you as a bit of a journey, you know. Sagittarius does represent travel as well, so they could see you as a bit of a trip. So we've got the Four of Swords here and the Page of Pentacles for their subconscious or hidden motives that you may not be aware of. Okay, so this person you're dealing with, maybe you're dealing with someone that doesn't actually talk that much. And this person actually may be quite the observer. Little do you know, with the Four of Swords, they may be quite the person who sits back and actually thinks about all the things that you both discussed the day before or earlier that day. They do like to recalibrate, take time out to think about what's been said. This person's got a very peaceful mind as well. They might actually see you as being someone that's very calm, when it, you know, calm-minded. And maybe with the King of Swords here as well, you know, they keep sending you messages, but you might be very kind of careful about how you respond. So maybe they might also find you to be not hugely responsive. You know, you may say a lot with a little, you know, but they definitely feel like very peaceful with you and very relaxed, and maybe even feel like they're healing from some past situation. Maybe with you, they feel that like they can let their guard down. They can put all their knives down, you know. And then we've got the Page of Pentacles here as well. So I think this person looks like they would like to continue the conversations they're having with you. They may like to start talking more about a commitment, about possibly making the relationship more established, even if it is in small steps. This person actually is really thinking about that. They're quite seriously thinking about having a long-term relationship with you, and that's probably why they're so excited about what's going to come and sending you lots of positive messages, and there could be loads of love messages going back and forth from you, and they very much want to see success in the situation, move things forward. So in the past, we have the Two of Swords and Knight of Rods. So you could have been dealing with someone that didn't want to make their mind up, that wanted to just kind of play and have fun. So you could have been dealing with someone like that. Maybe that's how your partner was behaving, in a very indecisive way. Now it looks like they are very decisive. Maybe in the past you've asked them for, you know, a more committed relationship, or you were in a position where you were ready for a more traditional relationship, and they maybe weren't ready to open up emotionally. It looks like as you've maybe pulled back and also detached yourself, that's made them come forward. Okay, and they have had time to think about this, and they would like to talk about possible small new beginnings. No, nothing like huge and dramatic, just like, okay, can we just start talking again, and maybe can we be exclusive, and can I still take you out, and things like that. It may be more along those lines. I don't see like marriage or like a proposal or anything, unless, you know, that, you know, might resonate with you because that's your situation. But there is definitely thought here of taking things to a more serious level. However, in the past, it may not have been that way. This person could have been quite detached from their emotions and not really wanting to make a commitment, even with the Knight of Rods here, wanting to just keep things moving, keep things fun. And they, you know, they might have just liked that fun side of the Sag, whereas maybe you're like, okay, yeah, I know I'm fun, but I want to also have a serious relationship. Okay, so their intentions and what they're focused on is the Three of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So they want a long-term relationship here with the King of Pentacles. They may be quite protective over you. This person could also be very focused on their money. They could be looking to make themselves more stable financially to be with you as well. So very focused on their work. The Three of Cups does talk about them wanting to bond, get to know you, continue these conversations, to get to know you better, and to really build an emotional bond with you. So they really want to take things, I think, to the next level. I can just easily like see that. And this person, you know, is very focused on work, very focused on their money. So there's two kings here now as well. So maybe you're also kind of making this person step up, you know, step their game up as well. It looks like here with the Eight of Swords, though, that you're just, maybe you don't trust the situation. You maybe feel like this person's kind of encroaching on you, like really making you feel claustrophobic. This person could be quite pushy, maybe with the Chariot card and the Eight of Wands. This person could be very excited and want to move things forward, and maybe you're just feeling a bit like, okay, give me a moment to breathe. Like, I can't even, I don't know which way's up anymore. I don't know which way to go anymore. I don't even know what to say to you. You may feel like you need time to think before taking action. And you may feel as well with this person that moving forward with them only limits you in some way mentally, you know. So you may find this person a burden mentally. You may not be ready to really open up. Maybe this person hasn't really proven themselves with the Knight of Rods. They may have come in like really confident, like, you know, yeah, I want this to work, thinking that you want the same things, but actually no, you still don't really see this person fulfilling you, you know. Maybe you don't feel understood. Maybe you find it hard to express what you're thinking to this person because they're so forward. It could be that as well, because they seem very, very sure. And even in the past, they were the kind of person to kind of go for what they wanted. You know, maybe even a little bit pushy. Okay. But for some reason, you know, at the moment, they see that, they feel that you're like something that they really want to hold on to. Maybe they felt like you were slipping away, and now they've kind of come back around. After some time to think about it, they realize that actually they would like a commitment, even if it is a small one, because they still have got maybe some work to do with regards to their career, their business. There's a strong focus on that here. This also talks about being a father and being protected. This person could be very protective of you. I don't think this person wants to share you. This person may will be possessive of you. That might be why you feel kind of hemmed in. This person's slightly possessive. And that's what this mental thing's about. It's more like, even though this person may be possessive, the truth of the matter is no one owns you. So, and it's getting your head around that. As much as this person might say and act and be, you know, be a person to act as if you're theirs, I feel like you're like, no, I'm not anyone's, and I don't like to feel trapped in. And really, that makes so much sense for a Sag. I think Sag will probably be one of those signs that would not like to be cornered into anything, because you're this, you know, your ruler is Jupiter. So, and that's all about expansion and needing space. And maybe that's what this card is about as well, with the Hierophant, that actually you felt kind of hemmed in by all these expectations and unwritten rules, you know, for whatever reason. It could be many reasons. And it could also be, you know, this person could have been like, I don't want you to see anyone else, but really they might have been not really that committed to you, like breadcrumbing you. Or I don't see any player-like activity, like full on, but the Knight of Rods does talk about someone who maybe does like to flirt at least and get attention from other people. You know, likes to play with danger as well, our Knight of Rods. So likes the thrill of the chase and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe a bit of a flirt with others, at the same time expecting you to be committed. And maybe you're just detaching from that. You've wised up totally to that. And you're like, hell no. With the King of Swords, it's like, that's a hell no with the King of Swords. Like, you know, that's not just a no, I don't think so. That's like a hell no. I'm putting someone totally in their place. So, but it looks like you may not be saying that, but I think you're thinking that. And you completely overcome it here. You do completely kind of overcome this maybe self-defeating way of thinking. If it's been imposed on you, or it's just how you're thinking. There's definitely an overcoming and a new way of thinking here. A new beginning, a lesson learned mentally, a wising up to something, and not believing you are that person that you used to be. However you thought about yourself in the past, that's not, you know, you don't think that anymore. And this person sees that you have this clarity with the Sun card, and you feel totally free, mind, body, and spirit, but even more so mind, that you have this sense of freedom and clarity, which seems to bring you a lot of joy. And they see that you're a lot more happier now, a lot more vibrant, and it just makes them fall in love with you more with the Queen of Cups there. It just makes them love you more and more. It may even bring down their defenses. It might even make them get all mushy and emotionally vulnerable with you because of your confidence. And again, this is for November, so this could be the end of November when the Sun does move into Sagittarius, that you really do kind of gain this insight as well. This person falls for you totally at that point. Page of Cups then for you as the time goes on. So you may be ready to kind of look at love in a whole new way and kind of learn love over again in a way. Kind of be a student of love, but not in actual, like, obviously student, but, you know, trying to see love from a new perspective, trying to look at love with a fresh pair of eyes. Again, this could be love messages. You could be receiving an apology, or you could be sending messages out, or messages could be going back and forth between you and maybe this person, that are very loving and sweet, a lot of sweet talking. But this is also someone that maybe someone doesn't trust, because someone who doesn't trust easily, you know, this is like almost like a newborn baby to me. It's very fresh. And with the Ten of Wands here and the Ace of Swords, yes, we do have this new insight that we've been speaking about, this clarity of mind, these new ideas, a real kind of clearing of unwanted, unneeded, and negative thinking. However, it may feel heavy for you. Although these are the cards really for how your partner may be perceiving you. So they see you with these new ideas. They see there is this new opportunity for a new way of thinking. They realize that you've changed, and then there is a new beginning here. And your sword is a lot more sharper. You may not be as soft and easygoing or compliant as you were before, but instead you are willing to do bad to get good out of a situation. The Ace of Swords can represent that as well, justice. But the Ten of Wands does talk about an uphill struggle, a difficulty. So they may see you struggling, or see you, but really maybe they're seeing you putting down a burden, cutting away this burden. Because this is also Sagittarius. They see that you've learned a major lesson and that you've grown. You're not the same person you used to be. Okay, so then we've got the Nine of Swords as the last card. So, okay, we're going to go into the extended, and I'm probably going to clarify it. But from what I can see here, there may be issues of being upset about being alone, wondering if you've made the right choices, feeling like things are a bit out of control, you know, and that I guess that's kind of normal when you do have like a whole new way of looking at things, a whole new beginning in some area of your life. It can be maybe a bit of a worrying transition, but it looks like you still have some lingering fears maybe, okay, but at least it's a downgrade from the Ten of Swords. It's like you're getting there. Yeah, you may have thoughts and fears that you harbor that you don't tell anyone. You keep to yourself, you know. You know, when you're alone. I think this really, to me, is about you kind of also processing a lot of what you've learned. You know, it's still going to be, the change is still maybe quite stressful for you in some ways. Letting go, there still might be a bit of a tussle or a struggle within to let go of some of these thoughts. Maybe you do feel like, you know, sometimes, you know, you may think differently, but your behaviors are different. So your behaviors are still the same, you know, so that can be, there could be a conflict there, and you could find yourself really still having to work on your mind, really work on that to achieve, to fully realize this new perspective, you know. Anyway, I'm going to take you through to the extended, my dears. And yeah, I'm going to clarify the whole reading and see what's going on, what the overall most poignant message Spirit is trying to kind of teach or show you for this month of November. And then we'll also be looking at the strengths and weaknesses of the relationship, Spirit's advice for the situation, how again you're perceiving each other, what you're learning, So overall, the strength of the relationship for this month, and also pulling some oracle cards to see again what are the most poignant messages or to take home. Often that's where the most poignant message comes through, is through the oracle cards. Like one of the last cards that I pulled, it shows you, okay, this is really what's happening here. This is the main focus, and this is how you overcome it. So I think you'll really like it. Hopefully I will see you there. If not, I love you. Please do, when you have the time, visit my website, symbolsforliving.com. I know you're going to love it. Lots of really cool stuff there. It's an amazing website. Please do visit, especially for Christmas presents as we are approaching that season. Yeah, and book a reading with me if you'd like to as well. All my details will be in the description box below, or you can also book a reading with me at my website, and that's symbolsforliving.com. Thank you. I love you. Take good care. All right, bye.